Magic #3, Savage Sword of Conan #3 by Jerry Dugan and Ron Garney. Guardians of the Galaxy #3 by Jeff Shaw and Donnie Cates in the opposite, since that's I'm just mixing y'all up right now by saying one artist or one writer first, followed by artist, and then one artist followed by writer, evidently. But moving right along, Conan made his way to the reptilian baddie. Spoilers. Apologies. Apologies, guys. What am I doing here? It's all a joke, as my shirt says. As my shirt says. Sorry, I don't drink. It's not like I'm slurring my words and not the type I'm one of the few men who literally don't drink in this country. And with my big beard and my big gut, people would assume for sure that I did. Nah, dude. I'm not a stereotype, bro. I do what I want to do, and I do what I do. I choose what I do. Nobody makes my decisions for me. Anyway, Savage Sword of Conan. Gregor Black is the man, by the way, and you guys all know it. Throw a like on it if you want to go ahead and agree with that. You know, love to conversate with you guys below, by the way, about these things, because if you've already read them, man, do I want to hear from you, you know? Because in my life, I only know one other person in my everyday life, my friend Jub, who reads comics, actually. And he really only reads, like, Marvel and DC. So he, you know, I read a lot of other stuff, but, you know, that's probably part of why I focus on those companies a lot. Savage Sword of Conan comes up against the sorcerer, snake-like bad guy in Shadizar, the city of thieves-like type place, it seems like, where he has come to. He's not welcome. They have built the city on top of the treasure. His mind map is leading him to where he's going to go, and that librarian female, Menez, I believe was her name, and I think he's an Asian dude named Sutri or something like that, who's been helping him along. Got bit by a snake. He's had his own little thing going on, which was like a tattoo on that guy's arm that came to life. The sorcerer Thule guy, who's I believe he's the main bad guy from Cole, by the way. But go ahead and let me know below if you know that. And you know, I'm a big Cole fan, but I've only read like one of the novellas. There's only like 3 of them. Anyway, I think there's maybe 5 possibly. It's not like Conan that there's like 27 of. But moving right along, it's definitely worth checking out. I feel like Jackson Butch Geiss should be who they get to do the next artwork on Conan. Classic, illustratorly, very Buscema-esque artwork. And now, let's go ahead and check out the Guardians of the Galaxy #3. Okay. In search of Thanos' head, the Black Order, led by Hela, is come to Annihilus, who's has got some little versions of himself kind of playing ball with the head. All the while, they are looking for Eros, which is Star Fox, is leading a secondary kind of bad version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, as they are out looking for Gamora, because Thanos spread his soul to another party, and everyone assumes that it was brought to Gamora, however you want to pronounce it. We get to check in with Nova, Richard Rider, for a little portion of the book, which is excellent, by the way. That's who Nova should be. He's a very cool Nova, mind you. And by the way, Nova is Marvel's version of Green Lantern, pretty much. A space force of police officers with like force beams, and they fly through the air like really fast. So kind of like Cannonball from the X-Men mixed with them. It was definitely a good issue. Again, I'm definitely curious to see what happens next. Mr. Quill is having a sort of a problem with the mission at hand, so the other Guardians of the Galaxy, led by Groot, kind of had to take over his ship and decide, with the Rider, by the way, but not Richard Rider, aka Nova, more like Winona Ryder, they were saying, was the joke. And drunken, on that note again, drunken Peter Quill. That's why I don't drink, by the way. You act like a damn idiot, everybody does when they're really drunk. Especially, people almost look to blame problems on that kind of thing. And I'm just not, I don't like that. That's all I can say. But both of the above are very well handled. Jeff Shaw's artwork here is awesome. He's a great artist. Great artist. I was kind of annoyed that they had a different artist do the cover, even though it was Marquez, who I really love the artwork of. Who I mentioned as the Avengers artist a few times lately. You can go back and check out my Avengers reviews. You can always check out my older reviews if you want. We can always chat on them. I don't just, you know, I'll gladly chat with you on stuff that is a month, 2 months, 3 months old, for all I care, because it takes people a while to catch up on comics a lot of the time. So if you're ever looking for someone to chat with about an older comic and I happen to have read it, your boy Gregor is the man to see. Now, that's part of why I do these videos, is so I could just rewatch it if I needed to remember, like a comics journal. I might not remember everything I've read because I read a lot of books, man. I tried to think about it. I couldn't imagine how many. I don't really watch a lot of TV very often, and I definitely read a lot. So anyway, moving right along. I don't want to be pretentious. Let's just move along. Let's just say both of the above were quite well done and worth your time. And I would suggest going back to your comic shop if you have not and scooping up Savage Sword of Conan #3, Guardians of the Galaxy #3. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Thursday.